Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one we're going to be taking a look at the new Stevie sticks on a ton of people. Stevie Nicks, what? Steve sticks. When you make 6 multiply gems, increase your black gem damage by 200%. When you break 6 plus multiply gems, generate 30 black gems at the end of your turn. Some of these I'll have graphics on, some I won't, so you'll have to check out the builds. I'll show them all, give you time to see them, right? That sort of thing. So Hogan has gear. I'm on the CC account, obviously. He's got all of the moments, right? Um, this plate is really interesting on a few people, and it makes a lot of so-so people um, good. It does, in some cases, slow people down a little bit. There's a lot of different ways you could run Hogan with this potentially. I'm just going with taking advantage of Big John studs here, right? So this one only procs it though if you get 6 multiply red gems on the board to start. So it won't always have 6 red gems, which is the downside with this on Hogan. But as long as you have 6 red gems like this, we just have woods in all of the gem generate trainers, and it hits quite hard. Hulking up is a little bit slow animation, right? But this definitely hits hard. You can see that's 300 million, right? So I think that qualifies as hard. So that's it on Hogan, right? The strap is 100%er. I'll show you with the Queen's Tiara to buff black gems 50%. I'm not going to change the primary plates around because, you know, we're focusing on the black gems. So this is whenever you make 6 or more multiplies, increase your black gems by 50%. 100% strap, Fury 2s, so not skewing the damage at all. And there's just a ton of people you could run this on, so I won't do it on all of them. This is kind of an interesting one in Randy Orton. Again, it takes some luck to get it to work sometimes, but Orton's an old one. So also, he's got a ton of moments. This is a feud one, so in feud, the multiply gems would be 3 bigger, and black gems would be 75% more in feud. So we're just literally using the two 1MP moves. And obviously, this is with Leo on. You could do it without Leo for sure, but Leo is simulating the moment, right? So if you don't use Leo, you would do more black gem generate, so you have a better chance of connecting, right? But you don't need any MP for this. Or you could use Howdy as well. We didn't have enough black gems, so it won't go off the first turn, which you'll run into. Same problem with Hogan, right? Maybe we'll have enough now. But, you know, it is kind of funny when it works. You know, 70 million out of old Orton. That's why it's like some of it is just not really worth it. I haven't tried it on Yeet J, but it probably, or not Yeet J, Acro J. I'm sure it's good on him. We can do that real quick. I'm just gonna throw it on a bunch of people. I have graphics on stuff coming later. The better stuff. This is just um and I was trying it on a bunch of people, and I'm like, you know what? I should just record this period so people can see, right? Let's double check here. So Jay's got a bunch of moments too. Which ones do we have active? Faction boss, we don't really care here. This one, Snowfall, 4 multiply strength, and gems do 100% more damage. 7 random. Choose 5. 8 multiply into black. 667 MP. That gets him loaded in feud. Choose 6. So you would use, I would say howdy. And then we need more black gems. So we want zombie HBK. That's what we want. So we don't. Howdy is kind of a problem, actually. I take that back. So you'd want Leo, but let's not use him. Let's just go with a. We got 7, 5. We need one more multiply gem. So actually we'll go with instead of howdy, we'll go with taker. Apparently he's gonna be bugged for me, because why not? So annoying. The game thinks he's equipped. Let's just do. Oh, this is really annoying. All right. I hate that bug. I'm sure you guys have had it happen. So if you generate too many multiplies, there's a good chance you miss completely or enough. And if you do too few, then you won't proc the plate, and we really want to proc it twice, right? And this, since we need 6, lets it proc twice. 8 and choose 6, and then we're making 11. So we don't want more than 11 multiply gems on the board that are black. So we'll have to be cognizant of that. Throw the randoms first, and then we can fill in around it. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can only do 3 more. Unless it's there. So yeah, this is kind of a miss. Like, completely. 1, 2, 3. 11, huh? How do we get this to work? We can do this. That gets 2. That's not good. We have to break enough multiply gems to set it off, right? Is the big problem. Nope, nope, nope. Sometimes it's apparently going to give you lemonades. That'll be 3, 4, 5. Now this will work. Okay. Or not. Yes, it will. Okay, there we go. 67, right? Not ideal. I'll do that one more time. Jay may have more moments too, so for all I know, this one may have more. That's proccing it twice, right? There's, like I said, I have the stuff I prefer coming up. And if the randoms go in the right spot, this could potentially be really nice. Potentially. I'm not good at keeping track of this. I'm not going to lie. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 multiply gems out there. We can change 11 black. This one doesn't count. So all of those are changing. So we can put 4 more down to get this to work, right? That's 2. That's 3. And yeah, I think that's about where she goes. So let's just do this. These are actually higher strength too, so we can do this. There you go. 71 mil, right? It's okay. All right, now let's do stuff I like it on. Let's start with Zsami. Zombie Zsami. This is middle lane only in feud, so it'll work in feud, but you need middle lane. I like it because it's 2 clicks, 2 moves, 3 clicks technically, and hits pretty hard. Let's do. Where are you at, Zsami? Here we go. Everything should go fast now. Okay. We're just using let the bodies hit the floor, explode or suplex. Again, you need a middle lane in feud. You can see I'm not loaded. I would be in feud. Okie day. All right, 5x2 area. Go right here. MP up and multiply to worry about for reversals. Drop your black right here. We missed 2 of the multiply gems even, and you can see we still hit for 120 million. So it hits pretty well on him. Let's get a big hit here. Let's use Ali. Ali has the moments on this account and the gear, the CC account, the moment and the gear. Definitely makes a difference. This is a little bit clicky. Also MP up and multiply reversal. But it's fun if you like Ali and you're a boxing mark. Like me, the problem with Ali is you'd have to use all wildcard hype. Since you can't get his hype otherwise. So that's a problem. That's a huge commitment of wildcard hype. So it has the WrestleMania moment, which is big. Multiply gems, strength, generate color gems by 5. This makes a big deal, right? And we're just using these 3 moves. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, provoke and pulverize. I should probably put the plate. I did put the strap on. Okay, that's kind of important. Double zombie. If you don't have LA Knight, no big deal. Another zombie. Armor King Sherry. The gear adds, what is it, 5 MP? Yep. So we're all charged up in all modes. This also procs the plate twice because you chuck your multiply gems. So and then like so. Only 2 black gems on this board. That's really rare. It's okay though, because as long as you have 2, you can get all of the multiply gems. Like I said, it is a bit choosy, so not particularly my flavor, but I do love me some Ali, so that's why it's in here. And it hits pretty nice. 215 million, right? All right, let's go to King Kong Bundy. And this is the whale version. I'll show you whale version and non-whale version. This has Leo, which is what makes it whaley in LA Knight. And then I'll do double zombie after that. Probably still with zombie LA, to be honest. But this makes Bundy 2 moves, 2 really easy moves, and gets him close. The reason I think this is interesting, like on Mherex, I have pulled him, I have 4 hype for him I pulled naturally. I would not have taken him there. So I was curious about this with the 2 moves to see if it would work. We're just using the 2 pyro moves. Okay. So it's really easy gameplay loop. Maybe someday we'll get a black Piper plate. Maybe. Pretty easy gameplay loop. Few black gems, primary color, and then here comes a bunch more black gems. And 71 million. Not as hard as you'd like to see, right? For sure. Considering that's the whaled version, it's going to hit way less hard without Leo, by the way. Because you're losing 3 multiply strength, right? And they're small multiplies. The smaller the multiply, the bigger the difference Leo makes. So just the front power slam and running splash there. I'm probably going to say something like fairly controversial here. Like, I feel like this plate is going to be very overrated, mainly because it makes people that are older somewhat usable, but I wouldn't really or people that aren't very good at all usable. But I wouldn't say it's like, it's not like a crazy OP plate. There's some people it's very good on, right? Um, in a lot of cases, it adds like on Steve Blackman, it adds a ton of time. It's good on Steve, but it adds a lot of time. So 54 million once you take Leo off, so not nearly as good, right? My favorite spot for it is definitely Smash. I'm gonna run that one last, so let's do it on this one. I like a lot though, just because I'm a huge Shawn Michaels HBK fan. In particular, growing up, rocker Shawn Michaels was my favorite. Um, so yeah, I do like me this build, and I'll show you with and without Leo. It's 2 moves, and yeah, it's 2 moves. So we're using the diving elbow drop and the arm drag. The diving elbow drop, if it's against the trickster, would hit significantly harder. We're not going to count on that. Armor King makes this possible. Because of the 2 universal MP loads the arm drag, and then that with Lawler gets the diving elbow drop loaded, so you can use him in all gameplay modes. And then you really need the 3 extra shoes on the black gems. We can do it without Leo as well, but again, small multiplies. That's the change I would make, is generate 2 more black gems instead of Leo. So you choose a 5x5. You want to get the most black gems you can, obviously, in that 5x5, and then you just choose it up, right? We can leave this blue right there, and get that cascade, and then the gems will get some more black multiply, and you can see that's 86 million out of rocker Sean, and that's not against the trickster. Now against the trickster you'd have gem buff and multiply buff, so you'd want to keep that in mind. You wouldn't use this against Hall of Fame JBL. Other tricksters, though, you'd be fine. No MP up on that. Let me run that one more time for you. So that's nice. So just the multiply reversal. A bit of a choose, but it's not super bad. Because you sort of also want to keep your... let's go here. You sort of also want to keep your multiply gems intact and let the gem chuck portion of the skill plate do its thing, right? Like this, we should get more black gems out of this. We missed 3. Oh, there we got others, but they weren't black. And there you can see 92 million. So I think it's pretty legit on Rocker. And then let me show it to you without Leo. It's actually pretty legit on Rocker. 90 million's pretty decent. It's not amazing, right? By any stretch anymore. But if you're a rocker mark, in particular Shawn Michaels rocker mark like myself, and I think I did do the generate. Apparently not. Hogan's fine. Bella's fine. For some reason, even though we have 30% of most of the other colors in Generate 3 coaches, we don't have that for Rocker right now, which is unfortunate because we get an extra gem and 30% more gem damage. So this makes it more consistent, for sure, because you're always going to get a bigger chunk of multiply gems black, but they are smaller, right? So it makes it more consistent that way, but weaker hits in general. That should all. So 71 million. And that's about what you'd expect. But that one's kind of fun. I liked it on Rocker. But my favorite spot for it is actually Smash if you don't run his other movesets. Mainly because it's really it opens up another thing that Smash can do, another build that Smash can do. Smash continues to impress me. He was such a good design, and he's got all kinds of different movesets you can play, and this one is certainly no different. So Smash, if you don't have Zombie LA, you would remove, obviously, and use any other zombie. I'll show you with Zombie LA, and I'll show you with, with Zombie Bailey, and I will show you with Leo, because Leo is very good on this build as well. You could also, let me look at this 1 second to make sure I'm telling you the truth. So he's 6 MP. So you can also, I'll also show you Sherry and Santa. Santa Hogan as well, right? Because that'll be very close to the other builds. So we're using the Snapmare double takedown. That's a 550k, 5x5 random area and multiply gems of strength 5. If they're defensive, you also get a bunch more multiply gems, so just a nice little bonus. And it's actually multiply gems of strength 3, right? But we have a multiply trainer here. So it's multiply gems of strength 3. Then it's a 6 MP running knee strike. It gains 10 purple MP. Then we're actually using the cross break finisher, not to do damage per cross break, but because it makes 49 black gems, right? So it turns the whole board black, which is what really makes this one work. And they all have 250% gem buff on the multiply gems. So really easy gameplay loop because it's all random spots, so it's great. The gameplay loop is my kind of gameplay loop. That's why I like this build on Smash in particular. And again, this is without Leo or Sherry. It recycles, gameplay loop's great. And that's 70 million. Okay, let's move it up. Turn it off here. To Sherry and Santa. Obviously hit harder against the defensive. I'm pretty sure I've used Sherry here. Yeah. Move charge will just be easier. Boom. Okay, so Sherry and Santa gives another 2 multiply on those 25. So that's another 50 black gems, essentially. But yeah, the gameplay loop's great. That's the way I like it on Smash, actually, the most. And there's other people you could use this on, right? For sure. There's a lot. These are just some that I tried it on, some that I thought were interesting, and some that I thought you guys would think was interesting. So 92 million from Smash. Okay, that's pretty solid. Pretty solid. Now, Smash has a bunch of good builds, so I'm not saying I would use this over the other ones necessarily, but obviously, it's interesting, or in my opinion, it's interesting. So, and now let's do this build, Smash right here. So, I mean, again, I feel like this plate is slightly kind of overrated in some ways, because while it's really good, I'm not hitting like massive home runs with most people. Ollie is super clicky. Blackman has the Muda effect. I feel like this is honestly more of a Stip Tour plate and a Titan plate than something I would normally use in Feud. Potentially, you could use it in Showdown where speed isn't quite as important until you're trying to win really fast at the end. Then it's very important in Showdown if you're trying to win your bracket and it's a close race. Um, so yeah, and again, 95 million. So yeah, I do think it's a good plate. It's definitely one I want. It's one I'll end up getting because I did win my bracket on Mherex. Not on the free to play, obviously. I won that bracket, but I won't be anywhere near enough because the lower leagues and the faction didn't do as well. So yeah, I think it's an okay plate. Honestly, I feel like it's going to be kind of overrated. To be honest, for people asking, no, it doesn't work on Hall of Fame. And let me just show you. Hall of Fame Ron, it won't proc the gem damage. I do believe it does proc the black gems though, because you are destroying them, but it's on a combo finisher. So you won't get the buff, just like you don't with the. Here, I'll show you. Sure. Let's just do all the things here. Whatever, just whatever's been ran is fine. And what I'll do for a comparison for you guys is I'm going to do this. I'll do all three moves and then just switch the plates off. Obviously, we're generating black gems. So this is also the problem. You can't use the power gems with this build. So I'll redo this because the board freezes, right? But you can see it hit for 50 million damage. That's to show you that um, the buff isn't working, right? And it shouldn't. The way it works, just like it should not work on this. That's the way it works on all finishers. So the buff isn't working, but the gem chuck is, right? So here, let me run it one more time, and then I'll show you the plates you would run instead if you want to hit with him. So you get the gem chuck, but not the buff. So you get 49 gems. You can see we did 59 million, right? So yeah, the plates you would run on Hall of Fame Run. This is just a random bonus thing, just to show you guys how the interaction works. And it will be like this on any finisher combo that puts multiplies out. You will get the like Royal Rumble effect. You will get, but you won't get the gem buff. So on him, you would use right here. Time to get radical. And then primary plate is really about the only spot I like this plate. Dirty Deeds. So here we're going to get 100% black gem damage, or all gem damage, and then every black move we get 50% here, except on the finisher. Same thing applies, as we just saw with that plate, right? And watch how much damage we do with this. So this move is going to give us 100%, and then 50% from the ultimate. This move will give us 50% from the ultimate. This move, again, will give us 50% from the ultimate, not the primary because it's not going off. And you saw with the fancy plate we hit for 59 million. And this plate we hit for 77 million. So these plates, right? So if you want to hit harder with Hall of Famer on, that's how you do it with that setup. Anyway, so I showed you the plate not working on him because I know a lot of people will ask, say something, be curious about it. So that's 30 minutes. We use this on like what? We used that Smash, Zsami, Rocker, Bundy, Ollie, Jay, Hogan, Orton. That's like at least eight different people. And I just tried to condense it down as quickly as I could for you guys while still giving you the information. So all in all, I think it's a fine plate. I do think people are going to rate it way higher than they should, though. That's just my opinion. I want one, and I made sure I got one. But I feel like it's more of a stip and tighten plate than anything else. Let me know what you guys think, and remember to like, subscribe, and share because that really helps me out. And that, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck out there. I also had I just took the weekend off from Champs content and kind of reset, so this is a little bit late, but that's why.